Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Microsoft Data and AI South Florida User Group. My name is Adriano, and I'm your host. On behalf of the user group and myself, we thank you for making the time to be here with us, whether you are attending the live stream or watching it on demand. A little housekeeping before we get started. So, during the live streaming, if you have any questions, use the live chat to enter your questions to the presenter and they will be relayed and answered. Now, if the live stream has already completed, use the comment section below to enter your questions and we will get the answers for you. All right. So, today at the Microsoft Data and AI user group, we have a very special presentation for you from a fantastic presenter, where we are going to be talking about Azure OpenAI, Microsoft Fabric, GPT-4o, and a lot more of great technologies. So now, without further ado, let me bring you Alpa. Hello, Alpa.
Hi, Indiano.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. It's 11 o'clock in UK.
All right, we are up for a late session here. So thank you very much for making the time to be here with us, sharing the knowledge. So it's really appreciated.
Thank you so much.
Now, you mentioned that you're in the UK. So folks, let us know where are you located as well. Use the live chat to let us know your location. So Alpa, can you tell us a little bit about you, please?
Yeah. Hi, all. I'm Alpa Buddhabhatti and I'm working as a lead data engineer on Azure side. I'm Microsoft MVP and MCT. You can find my blogs in Medium. I have YouTube channel as well. So if you had a query, you can ask me through LinkedIn. Yeah.
All right, so great information there. So, folks, as Alpa mentioned, you want to check out her LinkedIn channel as well as her blog and Medium. I believe we have everything on the description below. If we don't, I will update to make sure you also have a Medium blog, and I'm sure we have the LinkedIn entry. So, can you tell us a little bit about the topic you're going to cover today?
Yeah, so today I'm going to cover on Azure OpenAI, and especially we focus on multimodal AI model, for example, GPT-4o, GPT-4o Mini, and we consume through a Microsoft Fabric. So, like main focus is how to kind of the stuff, like how you can integrate those two together and use in your data.
Excellent. So, we're going to learn here how to bring it all together, leveraging our existing data in Fabric and taking now Azure OpenAI and GPT-O and make 4o and make that work with it. Fantastic.
Yeah,
So, without further ado, let's get started.
yeah,
So, and just one quick second is, folks, remember, like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. All right. So now, Alpa, it's all you. So,
thank you, Adriano.
do you have your slides there?
Yeah, I have. Let me share my screen. Yeah,
So 2 seconds.
yeah,
Yeah, you. There we go. That the first page.
yeah.
Next.
Shall I start now?
There we go. We all set.
Thank you, Adriano. Hi, all. Thank you and welcome to my session. In this session, we are going to see, as we know now, the three different kind of the stuffs. We will see Azure OpenAI, multimodal model like GPT-4o and GPT-4o Mini, and we consume that through a Microsoft Fabric. So main objective is we use the image data in this demo, throughout this demo. I also show you how you can apply that in your data, for example, your YouTube channel or your blogs data, or maybe any of your data, how you can quickly use with Azure OpenAI and how you can deploy by one button click away. And then you can create a chatbot websites as well very quickly through a web app, through Azure OpenAI publish button, deployment button. So let's start with myself. You already know me, but you can find information like you can link. This is my LinkedIn information. You can find me and you can have any query, then you can contact me through that. You can find me in Twitter. I have a repo and few information in GitHub as well. I have blogs in my mediums, and today's demo we are going to see a knowledge as my medium blogs, and then we will see that quickly as well. And you can find me in YouTube as well. So without uh, going somewhere else, let's start with today's agenda. So today's agenda is mainly divided into five parts. We're going to see a quick overview of Azure OpenAI. We're going to see a quick overview of multimodal Azure AI, and then we will see a quick tour of Azure OpenAI. Then we're going to see a quick overview of Microsoft Fabric, and then series of demo. We will consume Azure OpenAI through no-code, low-code way through Azure Data Factory module in Microsoft Fabric. We also use notebooks as a code first through our notebooks. And we also see how you can consume in Postman as well. And throughout this demo, we are mainly focus on image kind of data. So now let's start with quick overview of Azure OpenAI. So what is Azure OpenAI? So Azure OpenAI is a powerful platform that help you to apply generative AI, or you can say large language and small language model on your data or on a public data without explicitly write a code. You can do it very easily and very quickly as well. And because of that, it makes your app more smarter and intelligent. You don't need to do much hard work for that. It is Azure platform as a service, so you don't need to worry about infrastructures and many more things. Behind the scene, it's use a natural language processing algorithm. However, you don't need to worry about it at all. And so you don't need to worry about that you don't know math, data science, and machine learning. And how can you use that? You don't need to worry about it at all. To use that, you first create it and then you can consume it as well very quickly. And this is a co-developed by Microsoft and OpenAI teams. And because of that, it's give you enterprise level security. So you can have a private endpoint, you can use Azure Intra ID and many more like that. So once you create Azure OpenAI instance, after that you deploy a model. So you have a predefined or pre-built model, for example, GPT-4o, GPT-4o mini, ChatGPT, and many more. So those are the inbuilt model is there. So you need to deploy that model. That also you can do by few button clicks away. So once you have an instance and you deploy model, it gave you a four piece of information. It gave you a REST endpoint, key, version, and preview. Sorry, model name. So those information you need if you would like to use Azure OpenAI in anywhere else. So this is a very quick overview of Azure OpenAI. Now let's see another topic, which is a multimodal Azure AI. So multimodal Azure AI is like we say, what is a multimodal? So that means model can support a more than two inputs. type. For example, it can support a image and it can support text at a time, as well as it generate a more than one type of the output. So it can generate audio and text as well based on those information. And it supports the many different type of the data types. For example, it supports text, audio, video, and image data. So here you can see that it's process and understand information from various different type of the data source simultaneously at a time. So as we see earlier as well, so you can give a image and a description. So you can say this is my image and can you please extract the information from that image. So you can provide two inputs, two prompts at a time, like two inputs, and based on that is generate outputs as well. So it can give you just a text information, or it can generate your output in a proper JSON format, or it can draw another diagrams. So it can give you more than one type of the output as well. As we said earlier as well, it supports various different types. It supports all possible four types, and it makes very efficient, versatile, and powerful. Even though you have text data, if you need accurate output, you can use GPT-4o or GPT-4o Mini. And these are the multimodal AI, Azure AI examples. So throughout this demo, we are using them. So now let's see a few examples where you can use Azure OpenAI with a multimodal, or maybe you can use other model as well. So these are the few examples. So basically, when you have a data in your organization, you can use a Azure OpenAI. For example, you can build a knowledge base Q&A or chat apps or chatbots on any kind of sources. You can use a text, image, audio, or video data. So, for example, you can build a knowledge based troubleshooting apps where you already have issues and solutions on somewhere as a knowledge. So you can feed those information, and then based on that it can provide you the answer. It also help you to summarize your documents, image, audio, video kind of the data. You can ask a natural language kind of the question to your structured data. So for example, in your company, higher level manager do not know how to write a query in a structured way. Then he or she can ask like, what is the revenue for this month? What is the loss in this month? So those kind of the things they can ask, and based on that English text, it generate a query like select star from particular table with some conditions, and then we can execute that query as well. So it return a result as well. So you can build this kind of the solution very quickly and very easily. It also generate for you automation code. So for example, if you have a requirements, like you have a requirements in your lower level design or higher level design, or maybe somewhere else, you have some diagrams and you have some requirements. So you can ask them that this is my requirement, please generate sample data. Or you can say, can you explain in very simple way? And can you generate a pseudocode in particular language? Or can you create a store procedure or something like that? So it generate for you as well. It generate a sample data as well. It help you to analyze your any medium type. It can help you, you can analyze your data like text data, image data, audio data, and video data. So you feed, then you say, this is my financial data, please generate a report. So it can generate a report for you. So these are the main examples, sample few examples. But in short, if you have a data in your organization, you can apply these ideas. You can use Azure OpenAI, and based on your requirements, you can select a model. So now let's see a higher level design of that. So as we said earlier, you can apply this Azure OpenAI with your private data, which can store maybe in a lake house, data lake, or maybe SQL, Azure SQL database, or Cosmo DB, or something like that. So these are your knowledge based data or private data that you can feed as well, but you can feed a public data as well. So anything from internet, like you can ask like what's the weather or something like that. So you can apply this kind of the data as a knowledge to your model. You also can pass a prompt or input query as a normal query, or you can pass those query from a knowledge based data. So those you can feed, and based on whatever you have requirement, you need maybe need a coding, some kind of the Python coding along with this an AI search. Or sometimes if you're using public data, then you don't need to worry about Python code or C sharp code or like that. So and based on that your model will respond. So this is a very high level design. In our this session, we are going to see this one. So here we will feed a private data which is in one lake. We have a image, few image in our one lake, lake house in a Microsoft Fabric, and this prompt also we passing through code, like we asking like can you explain an image, can you extract few information from image, can you generate a structure output from that image. Those kind of the things we will use, and then we pass through here through this notebook or maybe a Fabric Azure Data Factory pipelines. And based on that it will return a response as well. So this is the demo we are going to see in this session. So if you want to create Azure OpenAI or Microsoft Fabric, there are a prerequisites, right? So for that you need, for Azure OpenAI, you need Azure account and you need a subscription, and subscription have enable access for your Azure OpenAI instance services. And after that, if you do not have, then you need to request it. And for that, you need your company, your email ID, and you also need to give some permissions at the subscription level or resource group level in order to access your Azure OpenAI, in order to deploy your Azure OpenAI through a portal. So these are the things. And for Microsoft Fabric, you can try free version as well, like trial version as well, which I will share URL later on this demo so session. So now let's see a quick tour of Azure OpenAI. So before we go into there, if you have any question, please feel free to type and Endriano can ask those questions. Meanwhile, I can go to browser. So hopefully you can see my screen. So this is my resource group, and you can see that in my resource group I have a search service, SQL database, I have Azure OpenAI, and I have a storage account, and I have a web app as well, app service as well, because here I have created my first Azure OpenAI chatbot in few button clicks away. So let's go to, once you click on here, let's do that. So it will redirect into Azure OpenAI portal. You can go through here as well, which is Azure OpenAI Studio, and you can directly go through here as well. So you can go to manage your deployment, So I think I have already opened here. Let me see. Okay, let's go to here. So you will, so once you have a Azure OpenAI instance, first step is to, next step is to deploy a model. So these are the predefined or pre-built model. You can see that I have a three models I have created recently. And if you want to create, you can do it by few button clicks away. You just click here, you will give a suitable name, you select a model. These are the inbuilt model available, and this models based on a region. So some models you cannot find in all regions. So you first need to make sure that you find out which model you need, and you find out the which region is available. So that is the first thing you need to check. So for example, maybe GPT-4 mini is not available in UK region, for example. Then you have to create your Azure OpenAI instance in somewhere else, maybe for East US or like that. Okay, so that is the one thing. So after selecting that, once you click on create, it will quickly create for you here model. So now you have Azure OpenAI instance and you have a model. So if you click on chat, it will see look like this. And now here you can ask a question. So you can, I have used here GPT-4 model. So as you know, I have three models. So I can say mini, GPT-4 or mini, and then I can ask here question. So let's attach one image. So this is invoice. So it is in table format in this JPG file, and I would like to extract few information. So let's ask this. So you can see that I'm attaching here two information. I'm adding the image and I'm asking question which is a text. So I am providing two kind of or two type of the data. So basically this is invoice having the company name and bank details and who is requesting and who are going to pay, those kind of the information you have. So you can see it extracting, it's reading the image and it's giving me the results. Um, uh, so these are the very few things you can directly do to here, but I would like to create a table, like table kind of the data, and then I would like to store into somewhere, maybe in file, in a lake, one lake, or maybe a SQL table or something else. So for that I can write down my code as well through a C sharp, through Python in a Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio itself, or maybe Microsoft Fabric. So these are the things. So this is the prompt, and here by default have a message, but you can set your message here as well that you are AI assistant and you are going to analyze image data. You also can provide few example as well, that if this is my input and this is output, and then you will ask a question, then it will understand that if this is the question, then this is the output. So same way it will learn from that as well. Here you can select different models. You can see here parameters. So initially you should keep it default one, but based on your requirements you can change it. So for example, if you have a temperature is very high, then it will generate a random output. But if you want accurate output, then you will set it low. Top also similar to temperature. And here there are few other information as well, like frequency, penalty, like it's returning same thing again and again. Then you will say you don't need to do that again and again, like that kind of the things you can set. And here you will find content filtering as well, so you can fit for hat speech or some kind of the text you want to block it, then you can set up those information in here as well, content filtering. and you can have a block list and that, and you can create through here very quickly as well. So this is the very basic overview of Azure OpenAI, but I would like to show you something else here, that is view code. So if you want to consume your Azure OpenAI, you need a URL and you need a key. So those information you can get it from here. So for example, this is the URL you need. If you want to consume this Azure OpenAI in your anywhere, you can consume through other other Azure services, or maybe Power BI, or Fabrics, Notebook, C Sharp, Python code, anywhere. Then you need this information as well as you need this key. So those are the things. Now let's go back to presentation. Before that, I just don't want to do it because it takes some time. So let's so these are the data set you can have. We seen the public data and now private data, knowledge based data. So if you want to apply this on your knowledge based data, so you need to find out where is your knowledge. So if your source is not available, then you can do through Azure AI search, because you will find few options there as well. But let's see my data in my Medium blogs. So I will use a web URL. Um, you need to create AI, Azure AI search. So I already have, and then I need Azure blob storage, and then I need to give a index name. I already have a index one and two, some and URL. So let's copy a URL from, I think it's a bit slow. I'm just going to get URL of my blog. So this is URL I'm going to feed. So you can see that I have here around uh, yeah, these are the one. You can see that I have a blogs for Azure OpenAI, Azure Data Factory, Microsoft Fabric, and those all things. So I only need answers from these blogs. So this is a knowledge based data. Same way you can apply for your YouTube channel as well. If you have a YouTube channel as a knowledge data. So I'm using this URL in here. So that's it. So it will create this. It will create a proper index, which I gave here this name on Azure AI search, and I can click next. And I have used a semantic search, and let's keep it default one. And here you can use a system assign manage identity or Azure key. So I'm using Azure key, and for this you need to have a both Azure OpenAI and Azure search both have identity on, and then you need to give a permission for manage identity permission on your Azure AI search for Azure OpenAI, and vice versa for few requirements. For example, cognitive search and read and consume kind of the permission you need to give in both place. Then you can use this. The next, so this way it will create a index on my data which is in here. So it will take some time. So while it's doing that, let's go back to presentation and we come back after some time. So now let's start with a quick overview of Microsoft Fabric. So we have seen Azure AI services, and now we're going to see a Azure Data Service, which is Microsoft Fabric. Because data is a fuel for your AI service, and without data service, you cannot directly use Azure AI, because you need to have a proper data, right amount of data, and right format of data in order to run your AI solution more efficiently. So Microsoft Fabric. So what is a Microsoft Fabric? It is a complete analytic solution. You have everything in one place. All like you and all of your team members, like you are data scientists, business analysts, developer, all can access through a single tool. It's a unified software as a service solution. So as we said earlier, you can do a data engineer stuff, you can do data science stuff, you can do real time analytic stuff, visualize your data, share your data. All thing you can do through a one place, and all of your team member can use that single place. You can do ingest your data, store your data, process your data, analyze your data, visualize your data. Everything you can do in one single place, and your data store in one open format in one place, which is called a OneDrive, like one lake. And if you need more information, you can find through here, and you also can have a trial version. So for that, you can use these links, and I think you can get 56 days free trial versions where you can do everything: data science, machine learning, and so many things you can do it. So this is a very quick overview of Microsoft Fabric. So now let's see other demos. So here we are going to see how you can consume your model through no code, low code way through Azure Data Factory in Microsoft Fabric, and code first way through a notebooks in Microsoft Fabric. And we also see how you can consume your model through a Postman as well for testing purpose. So let's go to here. So let's see how you can do through Postman. So as you know that I shared earlier that you can have, let's go to here while it's doing something. This one. So when you click here, you will find key, and this is a very important. So you can see your Azure OpenAI instance name. You have a deployed model which is GPT-4 or mini. You have a version number and you have a key. So this all four information you need if you want to consume your model through somewhere else. So, for example, how you can consume through Azure OpenAI, sorry, Postman. So you can see that this is the URL of my Azure OpenAI instance, and I have a message headers where I'm passing the key, and I'm passing the content type. So these two information we are passing URL, method type is post. There are two headers as well, and once you request, when you click on send, it will generate a results, and you can see it return response as well. And you can see output is like this, like content filterings, and because I haven't asked anything specific, so you won't find much information because I said what is 2 plus 2. So it return it's 4. So this is my message. So this way you can consume in Postman. Now let's close this. So if now I want to consume this through a Microsoft Fabric pipeline, which is Azure Data Factory, then you can see it here as well. I think it's this one. So yeah, yeah, it's loading that. Yeah. Otherwise, while it's doing that, we can have a check here that our index has created or not. It's still doing that. It's having the 20 files, and this one. Let's close this, and let's see here. It's now loaded. Yeah, so this has loaded, and let me run this one. So this is a Fabric pipeline, which is no code or low code. It's similar to Data Factory or Synapse data pipeline as well. And it has here web activity, and I'm calling through web activity Azure OpenAI GPT-4 model, and you can see here. So you need to give a connection, which is basically nothing but URL. Selecting the method, and here we passing the information. So here we passing the system message, user message, or like that. So here you can see that you are a AI assistant, and then this is a user message. So I'm just asking simple things. What is a 2 plus 2? But in real time, you need have here something. You need to calculate something, or maybe you read a SQL database or file or something, and then you passing in here dynamically. And based on this information, it will return a result, and then you can store those results into a database or maybe file in somewhere else. So you can do further analysis on that. So let's see here, it has completed. But before that, so yeah, you need a URL which we have seen in Postman. You need to select method, you passing the system message, and you also passing here two things: content type and API key. So this is pretty much same as what we have used in a Postman. And it has completed and it has returned the result. So you can see that this is output because we're storing that output in variable. So you can see here. So this way you can access the results of your previous call, which is API call. Uh, and here you can see that this way you can access your content, and you can see the results. Let's see here what is output. So it says 2 plus 2 equal to 4. So this is the result from calling the Azure OpenAI GPT-4 model. And this is a low code way you can consume your model. So now let's close this. Before we going into code first, let's go to see if index has created or not in here. So it has created. You can see that. And if I go to uh, AI search, then you will see that there is an index 2, and it also you can see that how many files it has read and many other things. This is database. So this is AI search. So you can see here indexes, and you also can see index 2. So this is the one we have recently done, and it has a document count 21. You can see that, and you can see index here as well. And you can find few information. You can add here more index as well. In order to work your semantic search, you need to have the semantic configuration in here. So that is one thing. Another thing is you need to select a semantic rank, and it has to be this one, standard one. This plan you have to select. That is one thing. And there is a one more thing is, if you're using the manage identity, then in your key area you need to use this both, not only key or role based access only, but both. So it help you to access through a key as well as manage identity. And you need to give a few permissions in here for your OpenAI. And from your OpenAI, you need to give a permission for your AI search. So these are the things you need to set up if you want to use a manage identity. And if you want to use a semantic search, you need to have a semantic rank selection as well as index configuration in here. So those are the things. This is the index. Now let's go back to here. So it is ready now, and it using my medium blocks here. This is the one. Okay, so these are the database, private data or my own data. Let's close index. Okay, so here now we can ask a question. And once we happy, we can deploy here. So you can see you can deploy through a new web app, a new copilot, and this one. And this you can do with team as well. And this deployment you can do few button clicks away. You select, you give a proper name of your web app, you select your subscription, resource group, and price, and price plan and those things, and you can click on deploy. It will take few minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and after that you can see it looks like this. So it has deployed, it has created, because I have given my web app name as this, my first Azure OpenAI chatbot. And here you can see that is using the data because I have previously deployed. So now I'm asking question based on knowledge, based on my blogs. So I'm asking what is Azure Data Factory, and you can see that it's referencing, it's giving me this. So this is my blog in Medium as well, and it's giving reference as well. So now I'm asking what is Azure OpenAI. So here you can see that it's giving me the response and it's using the reference document from Mediums. So you can see that it's giving me my few blocks in here, which you can see even in here as well. So I have here beginning guide of Azure OpenAI somewhere in here. Yeah, this one. So based on this is generating the content, and this is the one. So now let, and you can share as well this output. So this is like, you can create your chatbot apps very quickly and very easily once you're happy with your own data, and you can build it, and anyone can, like, if you share this, anyone can view the output as well. So now let's close that. So now let's go to here. You can play in here as well. So you will say sometimes it takes some time, so you have to try it for more than one time because it's not refreshed. Here you can see that it's using GPT-4 or mini because it's a optimized version and it's cost effective as well. So let's see what is Azure. So here it's, we are using Azure and OpenAI on my private data, on my knowledge based data. So you can see that it has written a response as well, and you can find here reference. It's using my Azure OpenAI beginning guide blocks, and based on that, it returning the results as well. So you can see here more information. So see, this is the name of my blog, and here you can find more information as well. So these are the way you can use your own data. Okay, so now let's go to close this, and now let's see how you can use um, through a notebooks. So first of all, you need to import like import like install the libraries, few libraries if you do not have, and then you will import those library. After that, you can call your Azure OpenAI through a few information, for example, n URL, key, and version number and model. Those all information you need to consume your model. So now let's use a image. So we have four images. So let's go to here. So this is the image. So our first image is this one. It is opening. So this is image we are feeding. I think not this one. Let's go to another one. I think I do not have that image here. Okay, but basically it's this image here. So I have loaded those all image in my one lake in here. So you can say these all are images in here. An image name is this one, general driving license JPG. So if I go to here, do I have that image? Yeah, this one. So let's open this. So this image we going to store in one lake house, and then we asking questions like we feeding this image to Azure OpenAI with GPT-4 or many model because it can support, and then we can ask a question like, can you explain this? So it will explain like this first line is a command line, next line is executing the store procedure, having this information, and in result panel you will see the result. So it will explain those kind of the things. So now close this, and if we come here in Fabric Notebook, so you can see that you are passing the key. However, you do not do like this way. You can use a manage identity, or you can store into Azure Key Vault, or you can use a environment variable. But for demo purpose, I have just given key in here. This is my image path where I have this image stored in my lake house. And here we are reading the image, content type and key we passing as a header, and then this is the payload. So here we are saying that UI, like basic one what we use, but you can give more information like you are a AI assistant and you helping to read emails and analyze the emails, or you can say you helping to analyze the images or something else. And this is the user prompt. So here you can see that you have a content type which is image URL because we're feeding the image data. So that's why we need to pass URL. So here you can see that this is my image URL and this is my prompt. So I'm asking very basic question. Can you explain this image, which is this one? Okay, so that is a prompt, and here you can see other parameters like temperature, top and max token, and this is the URL of my Azure OpenAI having the deployment model is mini, this one, and version number as well. And this is a try and exception in a case if failing. And here I'm calling Azure OpenAI. It's returning the results, and you can see that we converting into JSON format, and then here you can see your final contents. Because response you will see more than like many information, but you are only interested in the results. So that's why we accessing like this way, and we are printing that. So you can see that result like this. So it's explaining exactly same like first line is a commented output like, and this one is executing store procedure with these parameters, and it also assuming that is possibly first name, last name and date and like that. And it's also saying results section where this information is there. So it's explaining that image, it's reading that image correctly. So this is a very basic example. Now let's feed a diagram. So we're feeding the diagram and we're saying explaining same text, pretty much same, but now it has a diagram. So for example, it has let's close this. So now we're feeding them with vector database. So we're feeding these diagrams. So here it will explain this each individual components. It's read and explain individual components. So let's go to here. So these are the pretty much same thing. You providing the URL and key and message prompt, and here we passing the image, and then here also we saying, can you explain the image? And these are the pretty much same thing which we have seen earlier. And then here you can see response. So it's going through each and individual components of image, and it explain it very well as well. So now let's see another one like barcode generation. So like we can do a barcode decoding, encoding, or barcode generation as well through a GPT model. So here we have already details, barcode details in one image. So we are using the UK driving license, having the rule that how it will generate. And based on that, it can help you to write down a code, generate a sample data, explain the rules, and many things. And you need this kind of the information in some place. For example, verification system at a traffic stops in real time. Then you can use that information. This way you can use also with like car rental system. Here also you can do that it very quickly in real time. And there are few more examples. For example, you can use same thing for online identity verification as well. So how you will do that? So for that, I have a UK driving license rule. So if I show you image is this. This image I have already stored in Lake House. Uh, so this is a very simple image having the text, but basically you can have a complex diagram and it can read that as well. So here you can see that these are the rules of UK driving license, and it's in image format, in PNG format. So based on that, I ask a few questions. So you can see it here. Same thing again. We having the image, and this all information are same. So here we asking more information. That can you explain the image? Can you generate a store procedure which is SP to decode a driving license number? So based on that, you will see this information. So it's first of all explaining that image having the rule. You can see that these are the one, and then it's generating store procedure. So this is a store procedure, and it's also explaining pseudocode as well. So if you copy this store procedure and if you create in a database, then sometimes if it's not quite exactly same, then you can ask more specifically. And you can see that I have copied that store procedure code which decoding the that card, and then you can see that I think this is one. Yeah, so this is the one. You can see that I have a store procedure here. So this is the store procedure I have added here, and I can execute this store procedure as well. I think I need to find out exact uh, yeah, exit command for that, because we need exit driving sample driving license. So this is the one. So if I use this information, uh, no, not that one, but it's decode one, which is first one. So this is the one. I haven't written this code. It has written by Azure OpenAI very quickly. However, sometimes it's not answer first attempt, so you need to provide a more specific information, and then after certain try you can find the information. So you can see that is decoded, but it may not be quite there. Then I will try again and again. So that way you can use. Um, so let's go to here. Now I also asking, not here, but I think somewhere else, unless I have deleted it. Yeah, so here you can see that I'm asking that generate a store procedure and create a sample data, a test data. So you can see that my prompt, yeah, here. Can you please generate a store procedure to decode a driving license number based on rule, and then you generate a sample data as well. So I'm saying create a 5 sample data. So you can see that it return the output is this. So this creating the store procedure and it's generating the sample data here. So you can see that these are the sample data, and you can see how to execute those sample data as well. So it's giving this all information. So that is another way you can use that. And now let's go to, there is one more. image. So this is the one. So earlier we have seen the demo to read a invoice, but you need to store the results in tabulate format in somewhere else, or in file, or somewhere else. So for that you can see it here. Uh, so here we are reading the invoice JPG file and we extracting the information. So this invoice image I have in my lake house. Most of the all things are same. Here I'm providing my invoice image and then I'm asking that please extract all possible information from the image and present it in a structure format. So it's here it's returning the response and here we are extracting the few information in a proper format, and then you can see that we are creating also CSV file.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hi, Alpa. Just I think your microphone is a little low.
Uh-huh. Can you,
Fantastic.
yeah, can you
Yes, I
hear
can
now?
hear you now.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
thank you.
So here we are not just analyzing them or extracting information from image, but we also creating the read file with output. So you can see that it's creating this file in the same directory, and you can see that just a path. You can display the path here, and you can see the results as well. So these are the one. These are the information it's reading from my image, which is invoice image. And if you want to see what's in your this file, then let's see here. So you can see it here that we're reading the this file which generated through here in notebook, and it's extracting the information from image. And you can see that it's in tabulate format. It's using the company name, email, number, and it's giving the proper name as well, company name, because here you can see that there is a no company name, there is a billing two, but it understands that this billing two is a company name which going to pay someone. So it's giving that like meaningful user friendly name as well. Here you can see that. So this way you can extract all your invoice, store into file or tables, and then you can do further analysis, or you can visualize to Power BI reports and many more things. So these are the demo through here. But if you want to, because we have a few minutes, you also can do for data quality as well. If you want to do a data quality through Microsoft Fabric, Fabric notebooks, then you can do that as well through here. If I have that one, I can quickly show you here. Uh, so this is the one. So you can see that you can do a duplication, you can remove the duplicates, you can replace the null value, you can convert a different date format into one single format in case you are multicultural or multi-country and you have different date formats. So those kind of the things you can use here. So you not only identify, but you can write down a code so it can correct it as well. So those kind of the things you can do through Fabrics. Um, so you can see that you will import and install the library, import the library, and I think it's not this file. I think it's this one. So these kind of the things also you can do, and for that you don't need to use mini GPT-4 or mini or GPT-4, or you can use a GPT-3 or 5, and you can consume it like this way. So you call it like this way, passing few information, and then it can do so many things. Like it can do data conversation, remove duplicates, and these all kind of the things you can do through here. And you can provide your data and you can provide your prompt as well. So this is my sample data, and you can see that here I'm providing data set and prompt both dynamically. So these all kind of the things you can do through here. So now let's go back to our presentation. So we have seen demo through, and we have seen Azure OpenAI, Azure AI Search, Azure SQL Database, Web Apps, Microsoft Fabric, and Postman. Uh, Now, with that, I would like to thank you for attending this session. And if you have any question, please feel free to ask.
Yes. First of all, thank you very much, Alpa. Fantastic session there. Lots of information here. You also covered the pretty much hands-on from setting up, configuring, and using your own private data. In this case here, you took your blog as a source of information and you had it indexed and made it searchable, and then apply and integrated with the chat bot. You also cover ADF as part of kind of a pipeline there, right? If I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken.
Yeah, Synapse pipeline. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
not
and
Synapse. Fabric. ADF pipelines. Yeah.
yes, yes. In addition to other very important part about the security access configurations and different settings. So that is fantastic information, folks, as you go through your journey. And then you did the no code, then you also showed the code you in Python, how to integrate, use, and different ways to do that, along with the use of image and text
Mhm.
as sources there, and leverage also Azure SQL database. So various products, a lot of great information there, folks, for you. I understand that seriously, if you're really interested, come back and watch the video, take each of these sections, and watch it again so you can learn and apply that some. Now, also leverage the Medium posts from Alpa. It's a great reference there. Is that correct, Alpa?
Yeah,
As we
that's
can see
correct. Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And,
This is correct. Yeah.
and she also has her YouTube and follow her on Twitter and connect on LinkedIn as well. All right. Now, Alpa, you are also a trainer. Can you tell us a bit about that as well?
Yeah, so I am Microsoft certified trainer, so I can provide a training on Azure data, AI, and app services.
Fantastic, folks. So if you need to train what is yourself and your team, you know who to reach out to and contact and talk about that, and engage and talk on the get you up to speed, addressing that technical gap that you and or your team may have. uh, and Hopa, can you give us a little tip here? My question is more like and I noticed you touched on the topic at the end here on the use of GPT 3.5 for O Mini. Any tips on where do you see the best use of it, or should we just start with 3.5 and move up and see how's the. So, what's your approach before I start
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, that's a very good question. So actually, basically, based on your data, like what kind of the data you have, if you have very simple Word documents as a knowledge or PDF file as a knowledge, then you can use most of the models. But I think GPT 3.5 can be good, efficient. But again, like what kind of the prompt you have and what kind of the knowledge data you have, you need to try few variations. So you use a few different models and you can quickly do some exercise. Like you do some more kind of the, asking the questions and applying the knowledge and both together, and you will select few models like GPT 3 or 5, and maybe you can try mini as well, because some of them are more accurate compared to other one, and some of them are cheaper than each other. So like you need to find out how important it is, like accuracy. So based on those all things, we need to select a model. It's not like I like this model, so I select this model. No, you need to apply on your data. You need to apply with a few different prompts, and then you calculate the price accuracy, performance, and many other things. And based on that, you select. So yeah, it's a good exercise of that. You can do a few POC, and I think it's not that much time consuming if you want to do. So yeah, hopefully it
Fantastic.
answer your question.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic there. So, folks, there, there you are. You have the great presentation here from Alpa, exploring AI, GPT-4 Mini, Azure AI, Microsoft Fabric, and many other topics such as Azure SQL database, images, text. Any final words here, Alpa?
Thank you so much for having me here. And if you have any question, any one of you who are listening this now or maybe in later on through YouTube, you can find me in LinkedIn. If you have any question like how you can implement this or you have any kind of the question, you can contact me later on as well.
Excellent. So there you go, folks. You can enter your questions here in the description below. You can reach out Alpa via LinkedIn. She's also on uh, Twitter and Medium. So and on YouTube as well, by the way.
Yeah. I have YouTube channel as well. Yeah.
All right. Now, folks, as we move forward, the next presentation is coming up, and we are going to have Beyond the Basics with using Python and Azure Machine Learning, still around the same topic uh, of machine learning. As you know, that as you all know, AI is part of machine learning there. So we'll be reaching out to that topic on our next presentation, which will be on the Thursday, September 5th. Beyond the Basics, Python and Azure Machine Learning with Kevin in this channel. Bringing it there, great information for you. Mark your calendar. So, September 5th, Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern, US Eastern. All right. And if you are unable to attend at that time, remember the presentation, such as this presentation, will remain the channel available for you to come in and I'll watch it afterwards. So if you are not in a good time zone or you want to come back and watch it again, feel free there. All right. With that, I'd like to say thank you all and thank you, Alpa,
Yeah.
for
Thank
the
you.
fantastic presentation there.
Thank you.
All right. And Alpa, hang on just a few more minutes. And folks, have a great night. Remember to like, subscribe, and share the channel. And principally this presentation. Have a
Thank
great one,
you.
everybody.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.